Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Dr. Mark Eppli and Mike Wanezek. Mike is a 2009 graduate of the real estate program and the current spokesperson for the Real Estate Alumni Network, known as REALM. Mike?
Thanks, Andy. It's working. Mark, now that I'm asking the questions, if you want to call me my favorite student, my brightest student, my best looking student, go ahead, it's not going to hurt.
All those work.
Well, before I get into some questions for Dr. Eppli, I just wanted to give a fun fact about Dr. Eppli. Those that have known him, despite all his accomplishments, he did not get a cell phone until 2011. So he's been a little behind on, and not just a smartphone, a cell phone. So I wanted to show him what an iPad was. Wow. And make sure, help with the ambiance of the fireside chat, get a little fire going for us.
Well done.
Nice little touch.
My favorite innovative student as well.
Yeah. So, Mark, you've recently been named Dean, and I want to make sure I get your full title here. You are the James H. Keyes Interim Dean of the College of Business Administration of Marquette University, comma, Robert B. Bell Sr., Chair in Real Estate, comma, Director for the Center of Real Estate. Now, two questions. How are all these hats going to affect your enrollment with the real estate program, and have you thought of any potential abbreviations for that title?
The title was given to me, and I'm thankful for that. Right now, I'm not sleeping as much as I had in the past. I don't know if some of the work I'm doing is sustainable. But with that said, it's all been wonderful. I'm delighted when it comes to the real estate commitment, as I mentioned earlier, that'll continue with IREM, that'll continue with the business times, that I'm in the classroom yet. That will go away in the spring semester. You know, as well as other things such as this programming. From the dean's perspective, it's an honor to be in that role, and it's humbling, and I'll be a servant leader in that role. When you look at what we're really trying to do in the College of Business Administration at Marquette University is to build self-aware leaders with character. So it goes beyond simply the curriculum and additional materials of the curriculum. We want to take the student outside of themselves to really understand where they fit in the whole realm. And the idea of character as well, when you start looking at what character is, it's far more global, it's far more universal than ethics. It goes to the whole person, and that's what we really do educate here at Marquette University is the whole person. So those things I'll be busy with, and you know, I'm very thankful for two people as far as some of the Center for Real Estate responsibilities. Betty Bell and Andy Hunt have been amazing in supporting me in stepping into this new role. I'd like to ask the both of them to stand up and give them a big round of applause. I really am thankful for that.
Now, this is going to be your 10 years at Marquette. Can you tell us a little bit about the beginning, about being approached or being the Bell Chair, and why you decided to take the position?
At the outset, I was reluctant. I had a great position in Washington, D.C., but at the same time, had the opportunity to come back home and come back home to be close to family. My father's here today, as well as come back home and maybe make a difference in the state of Wisconsin. That said, though, I was reluctant at the outset. I was solicited by Alex Stewart, one of my colleagues in the College of Business today. And I sent him all the people I knew to come take this position. Because I said, hey, you know, Wisconsin's the best public institution. Marquette's the best private institution. I'm from Wisconsin. I want to see real estate grow here. But it really wasn't quite my time. But a couple of things that really helped me get over that hump was Alex got faxed a list of 15 folks who were behind this. And they were started as the Bell Chair Advisors is what they were called. And that made a big difference. I said, I have a team. I got a community to work with. And then I had the opportunity to meet with Peter Bell and saw his conviction for this program and for the possibility of me running the program, and that put me over the hump, and here we are 10 years later.
Now, I'm sure you'll see more of this as you take on more responsibility as interim dean, but universities can be pretty bureaucratic. How did you overcome the difficulties of establishing the first real estate major at Marquette, as well as later the Center for Real Estate?
Well, to get the real estate major approved took 8 separate presentations and 8 separate approvals. But when you look at it, once again, it's not a person, it's a community. And there were 2 really important figures on this one. And one is Dave Schrock. Dave Schrock was the dean at the time. Dave Schrock trusted me. He trusted my intuition and supported what we were doing in real estate. Without that, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. It took the leadership of Dave Schrock. Secondly, the Bell Chair in Real Estate was structured rather craftily by Peter Bell to say he really wanted to see the following things happen over the next 5 years. And one of them was to have a major, among other things. We ended up setting up a major, having a center, among other things. And again, if I can, I would like to recognize those 2 people because they're every bit as important as I am. Is Peter still here? And is Dave Schrock in the audience somewhere as well? He's over here. Can you please stand up? And I'd like to recognize those 2 as well in this assembly.
Well, dovetailing on starting the real estate major, starting the center, what would you say you're most proud of at your time at Marquette and with the real estate program?
Oh, Wani, you graduated.
Me?
Yeah, you graduated. You got through. Actually, this is a question they asked me in advance, so I had some time to think about it. And, we've had a series of accomplishments with the major, with the center. I'm delighted to have great colleagues in APC. Anthony Pennington-Cross and Andy. I've got some great adjunct faculty members, and now a wonderful board. I don't look at those as proud moments, though. Those are what you do in the course of a job. As a dad of 2 girls, your proud moments aren't the moments that you have. It's the moments that your children have. And when you look at the moments that I'm proudest of, is when I get an email or a note from a student who might have been out a year saying, I love the career I'm in, you made a difference. So it's not a moment, it's a series of intermittent moments, and none can be richer than that. So it's not any one single moment, but it's really that. I'd like to answer it in a second way as well, because over the last month, I have been inundated with congratulations from many of you. It's wickedly humbling, and I believe I responded to every single one of them. But one of those emails stood out in particular. It was from a lady by the name of Colleen Ellingson. Didn't know who she was. So I opened the email and took a look at it. And she was actually one of the assistants to Jim Grasskamp. And Jim Grasscamp's my hero from an academic perspective, most certainly. And if you didn't know Jim Grasskamp, he ran the real estate program at Wisconsin. At the age of 17, Jim Grasskamp was stricken with polio and was a quadriplegic. I was the last one to wheel him out of the College of Business in 1988, and he passed away in April of 1988. And this Colleen Ellingson, who was chief, as we referred to Grasskamp, was chief's assistant back in the 60s, wrote in this note, she said it's a wonderful tribute to Jim Grasskamp's legacy. That was a very proud moment as well. Over my recent history. So those would count as some of the more humbling and proud moments.
I know me personally, I'd like to thank you for your passion that you had and you brought to the real estate program. I remember being a sophomore, sitting in that development class that I took, admittedly because I thought it would be a blow-off class. And it did not. Anyone that has taken his class, the Eppli bell curve is a little sharper than you'd think. And I remember within those first 10 minutes hearing the passion that he spoke about with real estate. And by the end of the class, I'd gone from a little interest to real estate to making that my career. And I'd like to thank you for that. And I'm sure there's plenty of other alumni that have similar stories of that. But on behalf of all the alumni, we would like to let you know that even though you have moved beyond being a professor and now to the mahogany walls of being the dean, hung up the jeans for the dress locks, We would like to say that we'll always know you as Professor Goldilocks, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Wani.
We'll let it simmer.